You look fine, don't you? You show up, you smile, you handle everything, and no one can see that you're running on empty, carrying a kind of tiredness that sleep doesn't fix. A heaviness that sits quietly inside you no matter how normal your life looks on the outside. And the scariest part is you've gotten so used to it that even you don't fully notice how deep it goes anymore. Because from the outside, you seem strong, calm, in control, the person everyone depends on, the one people come to when their world starts falling apart. And you listen, you understand, you stay. Even on the days when you feel like disappearing for a while, even when your own mind feels too heavy to carry, you still reply, you still show up, you still keep your voice steady, and somehow you've learned how to play the role so perfectly that no one questions it, no one looks closer, no one asks what's really going on inside you. And when you're alone, that's when everything gets louder. The silence doesn't feel peaceful, it feels overwhelming. Your thoughts don't slow down, they get stronger, looping again and again, until you don't even know what you're feeling anymore. You just know something isn't right. You sit there staring at nothing, not broken enough to cry, not okay enough to feel alive, just stuck in between, and you don't talk about it. Not because you don't want to, but because you don't know how to explain something that doesn't have a clear reason, because your life looks fine, maybe even good. So how do you say you're tired when there's no obvious reason to be? How do you explain a kind of exhaustion that doesn't show on the surface? So you stay quiet, you carry it like you always have. Because somewhere along the way you learned that no one is coming to save you. No one is going to fully understand you, and if you fall apart, everything might fall apart with you. So you became strong, not by choice but by necessity. You trained yourself to keep going, no matter what, to hide what hurts, to carry what feels too heavy, and over time, that strength became who you are. People started calling you reliable, unbreakable, the one who always handles things. And at first it felt good. It felt like proof that everything you went through meant something. But slowly it turned into something else, something heavier. Because once people see you as strong, they stop checking on you. They assume you're fine. They believe you can handle anything. So they come to you with their problems, their pain, their breakdowns, and you listen. You help, you stay calm, even when you feel like you're falling apart inside. And without realizing it, you stop being just a person and start becoming a place where others unload their emotions. And no one really asks how you're doing. And even if they did, you probably wouldn't know how to answer. Because you've been strong for so long that you don't remember what it feels like to not be. And the truth is, people who look the strongest are often the ones who have felt the most. They've been hurt more than they show, disappointed more than they admit. And at some point, they realize that showing pain doesn't always lead to comfort. Sometimes it leads to silence, to misunderstanding, to being overlooked. So they stopped showing it. They started holding everything inside, building walls not to push people away, but to protect what little energy they had left. And the more they did it, the better they became at it. They learned how to function no matter what they were feeling, how to keep going no matter how heavy things got. But surviving is not the same as living. Because when you keep everything inside, it doesn't disappear. It builds up slowly, quietly, until one day you feel exhausted for no clear reason, drained even when you haven't done anything, empty even in M. Oh, immense. That should make you feel something. And that's when it becomes dangerous, because you're still showing up, still smiling, still doing everything right, but inside, you're fading. There are nights when your mind won't let you rest, when every thought comes back louder, conversations replay, mistakes replay, mistakes repeat. Things you wish you said, things you wish you could change. And no matter how tired your body is, your mind keeps going. You don't really sleep, you just wait for morning, and then you wake up and do it all over again. And somewhere in all of this, you start wondering what would happen if you stopped being strong for just one day, if you didn't reply, if you didn't show up. If you said you can't do this right now, would anyone notice? Or would everything just keep moving without you? And that thought stays with you because deep down, you're not tired of life. You're tired of carrying it alone. You don't want to be strong all the time. You want to rest. You want someone to understand you without you having to explain everything. You want someone to look at you and see past the surface and say you don't have to pretend, but instead you hear the same words again and again, "You're so strong." And it sounds like a compliment, but it feels like pressure, like a responsibility you didn't choose. Because what it really means is, keep going, don't break, don't show it. And you're tired of that. Tired of pretending, tired of carrying everything silently, tired of being the one who never gets to fall apart. And the truth is, strong people break too. They just do it quietly. They don't make it obvious. They don't ask for attention, they just slowly lose energy, lose motivation, lose parts of themselves. And no one notices, because on the outside everything looks the same. And that's the real danger. Because when you never allow yourself to fall apart, you never give yourself the sea. Hands to heal, you just keep going with cracks. No one can see until one day you feel disconnected from everything. From people, from emotions, even from yourself. And you don't know when it started, but you feel it. And maybe what you need to hear is this. You are allowed to be tired, you are allowed to not be okay, you are allowed to stop being the strong one, even if it's just for a moment. Because strength without rest turns into burnout, and burnout turns into emptiness. And emptiness slowly takes everything from you. You were never meant to carry everything alone. You were never meant to always have it together, and just because you've survived everything so far, doesn't mean you have to keep suffering in silence. Maybe the strongest thing you can do right now is not to keep pushing, but to pause, to admit, even if it's just to yourself, that you're tired, not in a dramatic way, not for anyone else, just honestly, because ignoring it hasn't made it disappear, it's only made it deeper, heavier, harder to carry. So maybe for once you stop pretending, you stop trying to fix everything, you stop forcing yourself to be okay, and you just sit with the truth, you're tired, and that doesn't make you weak, it makes you human, and maybe that's where everything starts to change, not when everything gets better, but when you finally stop pretending that nothing is wrong and give yourself the same understanding you give to everyone else.